So here we go. Good evening, everyone. It's 6 o'clock, and welcome back. It's the Quiz Night Answers show, and we've got the top team here, and we've got Connor on technical stuff. We've got Inflatable Jesus ready to be the adjudicator, and yours truly. So welcome. Con's given me the. Okay, no, we can carry on going. So welcome. The format here is that we'll quickly run through the answers, and once we run through the answers, we'll announce who our winner is, the great prize winner. Just a few comments about last night. The scores from this week were very similar, actually, to last week and the week before. So from the point of view of was it harder or not harder, then it probably wasn't. It was maybe just different. But we have taken on board some of the suggestions. We will have for Holly. We will have a Disney round next week, Holly. So so hurrah for that. We'll also, I think, have a soap round. Whether that's to do with hand washing or to TV, I'm not too sure. But one way or another, we will take on board your suggestions. Anyway, enough of me babbling. Let's get on with the answers. Connor, do you want to bring them up for us? Okay, so round one, the London round. Our first question, who designed St. Paul's Cathedral? The answer, of course, Sir Christopher Wren. What's unusual about the guard post at the Queen's House in the Tower of London? The answer is they can only whisper when on duty. What's the name of the statue on top of the Old Bailey? It is, of course, Lady Justice, holding scales and a sword. Unique about the road junction outside St. Paul's Tube Station in London is that you can walk to both Scotland and Wales on one direct road each, the A40 and the A1, I think. Question 5. The name of London's famous meat market, one of my favourite places, it's Smithfield's Market. Question 6. What's the great area of Greater London in square kilometres? It is, of course, on the tip of all your tongues, 1,575 square kilometres. How many theatres are there in Shaftesbury Avenue? There are 6 theatres. The home of Chelsea Football Club is Stamford Bridge, and Stamford Bridge is in Fulham rather than Chelsea. Where does Britain's longest canal, the Grand Union Canal, start? It starts from the tidal reach of the Thames at Brentford. The last question in our first round, the hotel that houses the oldest working lift in London, one of those ones with the slidey door and a little man with a cap on, is Claridge's. So there's our first round, the London round. Food round, here we go. Which insect is the production of chocolate dependent upon? It's the midge. How many calories are there in a Krispy Kreme glazed raspberry filled donut? The answer is 290. Alaskan delicacy of stink heads is made from fermented salmon head. And there's a bit of a story about this. Joe and I were in Iceland recently, and I tried the Icelandic version of this. She wouldn't get anywhere near me for about an hour later. She said my breath just reeked. But it was actually quite tasty once you got over the shock of it all. Question 4. In which year were Smarties first made by Rowntree? 1937. What's true about the manufacture of white chocolate? Well, it's got no cocoa in it. I guess it's not a surprise, really, but it's got no cocoa. The principal ingredient of the Spanish dish pulpo is octopus. Which cut of beef is nearest the front of the car? It is the brisket. It's the bit across the lower chest. What kind of pastry are samosas made from? They're made from phyllo pastry. Mackintosh's Quality Streets were named after a play by J.M. Barrie, the author of Peter Pan, called Quality Street. And the most notable thing about the Asian fruit durian is its horrendous smell. It does actually taste amazing, but it does smell like vomit. You just got to be able to eat it without breathing in at the same time. Question 3, the music round. Question 1. Fiddler on the Roof, written by Joseph Stein. Question 2. The composer of Ride of the Valkyries was, of course, Wagner. Very serious man indeed. Dolly Parton's biggest selling hit single, I Will Always Love You, and I'm Sure I Will. In what year was the original lineup of Take That formed? I haven't checked, Natalie Reid, whether you got this right or not, but the answer is 1989. How many people were in the original folk band Betterhead? They're amazing, and the answer was 10. How old is the rap star Lethal Bizzle? Good old Lethal is 35. One of his friends called him Lethal, but there we go. Florence of Florence the Machine is, of course, Florence Welch. And the Pink Floyd album Animals had 3 different animals on it. Pigs, dogs, and sheep. There we go. Dua Lipa's single Don't Start Now is currently number 2 in the UK singles chart. And the protest song This Land Is Your Land was written by Woody Guthrie. Sung by Bruce Springsteen. Might have been even sung by Bob Dylan, but written by Woody Guthrie. The cartoon round. Which is the second oldest Disney cartoon film? Pinocchio. The film Dora and the Lost City of Gold. The ancient civilization were the Incas. The most famous cartoon aardvark, I think there's probably only one of them, is Arthur. The name of the car driven by Dick Dastardly and Muttley in Wacky Races was the Mean Machine. Converter car was driven by Professor Pat Pendin. The Turbo Terrific was driven by Peter Perfect. And the Buzzwagon was, I think, driven by the Sawtooth Gang from memory. What breed of dog is Spike from Tom and Jerry? Spike is a very large bulldog. Bart Simpson's middle name is the rather unlikely Jojo. Those helium-powered chipmunks, Alvin and the Chipmunks Band, there are 3 of them. Roadrunner's wings are blue. Who trained the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in martial arts? It was, of course, Master Splinter. Master Shifu apparently trained Kung Fu Panda. And on the subject of Kung Fu Panda, his adoptive father, Mr. Ping, was the owner of a noodle bar. So there's our answers for round 4. Moving on to round 5, general knowledge. What do the initials SLR refer to in the world of cameras? The answer is single lens reflex. What are the names of the 2 perfumes created by Jennifer Lopez? The question just for Colin Davidson. The answer is Glow and Colin. I can't agree on this, whether it's Live or Live, but either way round, it's Glow and one of those 2. How fast did the fastest Cox 8 travel over 2,000 meters in miles per hour? And the answer is 18 miles per hour, which is obviously pretty nifty. Who is the developer and publisher of the game Fortnite? That's the computer game. And the answer is Epic. What are the ingredients in a Negroni cocktail? And this is an absolute cracker. It's gin, vermouth, and Campari. It's just gorgeous. Where's the tallest living tree in England? The answers are Douglas fir, and I think it's in either Dorset or Devon. How many tyres does a jumbo jet have? The answer is 18. It has 2 at the front and then 4 sets of 4. The image of the Northern Macedonian flag is a sun, and the flag is, out of interest, is yellow and red. How deep is the deepest part of the River Thames at low water? And the answer is 20 meters. I thought it might be deeper, but it's 20 meters. And chitterlings, the rather unsavory chitterlings, are made from pig's intestines. There we are. It's a great way to finish. So there we go. There's the answers to our quiz. And in many respects, as I say, the scores were pretty much as they have been. I think our lowest score was 14, 15, and our highest score was 30 something. But without further without further ado, what happened this week was one of our previous winners won again. Obviously, the Smarty Pants team, but they didn't want to have a second meal and thought it right to share. So they've suggested that the prize go to the team in second place. So without further ado, well done to Nat, Josh, and Amy Reed. Who'd have believed it? Thank goodness I say that Jason was asleep, because there wouldn't have been a hope of them winning if Jason had been part of the answering team. But well done, you guys. So get in touch. Let us know whether you'd like a takeaway, providing your restaurant is delivering, or whether you'd like to hold fire and have a meal with us. But a meal's coming from our church to you guys. Well done indeed. So I think that's it for this evening. Thank you for joining us again. We will be going again next week, Wednesday at 6 p.m. We will also be broadcasting via our website. We're conscious there's a number of people that don't have Facebook. If you know some of those, then please do let them know our website address. The format will be exactly the same. You'll see exactly the same as you've been seeing here. And the answering system is the same too. So we'll be on the website too next week. Bring some friends. Let's have some fun. But in the meantime, God bless. Have a good evening. Stay safe and be careful. Good night.